Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I would like to continue the biographies of the great masters like Milarepa and Gampopa, Rechungpa, so on. So you have already heard the biography of short biography of Milarepa, and now I want to complete his biography. As a tradition, previously I explained, the master prophesy, quite earlier, his disciples and so on, what Buddha did in the past. So here also the great master Marpa prophesied one of the Milarepa's dream. Milarepa had a dream, and there was in the dream there was a Garuda, who gives birth to a son, and Marpa explained him that that Garuda's son, Garuda is like a mythological bird, who has upper part human body having wings, and the lower part of his body having birds legs and so on. So a little bit a mythological bird, but we believe that once Garuda was existed in the world. So Garuda, he saw a Garuda and giving birth to a son, in his dream. So Marpa explained to him that means you will get a disciple who is really unparalleled and invincible and incomparable to other disciples of yours. So kind of prophecy, and continues explanation on his dream. And you saw that in your dream the sky will filled up with birds, and that symbolizes in your lifetime your disciple will be so many, and you will get a lot of disciples, and they will spread Kargyud teachings all over the world. And your main disciple, and then you will get the main student who is called Gampopa, and he will really carry your legacy or your main teachings and messages to the world. So so as you can see in the picture, here's Milarepa, Milarepa wearing white clothes. This is cotton clothes, and he was carrying meditation belt, and having a skull in his hand, and his sitting in the bodhisattva posture, and he's just an ascetic form, having an ascetic form, so that's the way how a yogi wear the dress, okay. So now I will go to Master Gampopa, one of his main disciple, and this is Gampopa, so as you can see, Gampopa is really ordained monk. Gampopa was a monk, ordained monk. So really, Gampopa used to wear monk's dress, not yogi dress, because he was ordained under early, let's say, early Kadamba masters, So he was really a monk, let's say monk, right? So as you can see here, he's dressed up with monk's robes and having or wearing the Kargyud gomsha, had this. So Gampopa lived, in the year between 11, let's say 100, 79 to 1153. That means beginning of the, or just say, sorry, 1079 to 1153. That means he lived during the later part of 11th century and the beginning of the 12th century. So quite early, very early in Tibet. The Buddhist Tibetan Buddhism is now flourishing, all over the Tibet. And you can see, or we heard, he was a lay person until he was 26 years old. He was a lay person. He was a doctor, physician, great learned, and he used to have wife and children, so on. He has a daughter and boy. So he was married actually. And one of the tragic incident took place with him, while he was having family life, and so his wife got ill, very seriously, lying in the bed, but she didn't die, or she couldn't die, and then it was quite a long time. So happened, and one day, seriously, Gampopa went to his wife nearby. He sat nearby her bed and asked her, even though you are seriously ill and nearly now you are at the stage of dying, but you don't die, or you don't die, oh, what's the reason, and I as a doctor, I can see that you will die, and but you you won't die, or say, why you don't still holding on your life. So that was a big question. And then she replied that you see, my man, you see, you had married me, and we have family and children, and when I die today or tomorrow, again you will marry or remarry with another woman, and you will again starts your life, and you will suffer a lot, and that I couldn't bear to imagine, and as soon as he heard her wife's last word, he promised to his wife that if you die, I will never remarry again, or I will not marry again with any other woman. I will live as a single, or just a spiritual life. from his or her, beloved husband, she slowly closed her eyes and died peacefully. Then Master Gambupa took her to cemetery and did all the required rituals with the other lamas and monks, and he came back to home. When he came back to home, his one of child, that son was got ill and died, and he was quite shocked, and he previously how he did with previously with his wife, and he carried this son's dead body to cemetery and did again the rituals and so on. Then he came back to home, and after a few days later, daughter was also got ill and then died again. And he was really sad and saddened by these all misfortunes, and he couldn't bear such suffering, and he did all the rituals for her daughter too, and now he was thinking, he was alone and he was thinking to change his life. So he became monk at the feet of one of the early Kadamba master, Loten Sherap. He ordained. He took ordination and he became monk, and he started to live as a monk spiritual life. So he studied under several early Kadamba masters, like Geshe Nyugrumpa and Geshe Sharava and so on. He received from them pit instructions on mind training and lamrim and so on. So that means he took all the pit instructions of Atisha, the great master Adisha from India, who gave this lamrim teaching, mind training teaching to early Kadamba lamas. So they were still existing at Gambupa's time. So he took all that teaching very earnestly and seriously, and he practiced that all teachings, and he also mastered shamatha meditation and so on, analytical meditation, so on. Okay, so somehow he was not really convinced what he learned till then. He was not convinced. He was looking for something really which has to do with the inner development, inner kind of cultivation, realization, and fully ripe his mind and completely want to reach the highest level of the practices, so on. So one day he was circling one of the monastery there, and he saw three beggars who were with the begging bowls, discussing between them. He was circling, and while he was circling, he heard they were talking about their own wish, and so they have different wishes. These three individuals had three individual wishes. One of them said, I wish I would have a bowl full with noodles with meat and spicy and so I would be very delighted and fulfilled. And other one said, no, your wish is something not really great. My wish, I would love to have horse, and then good clothes, and riding on the clothes, riding on the horse, and enjoying my youth and so on. And then the eldest beggar told them, oh, both of your wish are something irrelevant. It's anyone can wish that. I wish, he said, I wish I could have met that great master called Milarepa, who has really mastered the 6 yogas, and Mahamudra, and wind energy practices, channel energy, channelize, and so on. And he is the one greatest yogi nowadays in Tibet. And so I wish I wish if I could to see him. And so as soon as he said that, Gampopa heard all these things, and when the Gampopa heard the name of Milarepa, he was like having goosebumps in his body, and he was like really inspired and blessed, hearing only Milarepa's name. So he went to that elderly beggar and asked, could you guide me to this great master? I would like to see him. I would like to see him. So that beggar promised to bring him to Master Milarepa. So they went together. Somehow Master Gampopa met Milarepa, and when they were met for the first time in one cave, Milarepa used to live in cave with his students, and Milarepa knew that one of my student is coming from let's say the central Tibet, and he let watch his disciple. If someone, a monk, come to his cave, let him come. So Milarepa already saw in his how to say clear eyes, or let's say clear seeing. He saw that Gampopa was coming from far away. He read his mind. So he read Gampopa's mind, and as soon as Gampopa reached at the cave of Milarepa, he Gampopa asked one of his disciple, can I meet your master Milarepa? Is there Milarepa? So, and then that monk told him that our master had already told that one of the monk will come and receive him and welcome him. As soon as Gampopa heard this words, he was like, oh, I'm a monk and I'm an ardent person, I'm an ardent monk, and maybe I'm a bit how to say venerable, and I'm maybe great. He had this kind of how to say proud, how to say, in the bad sense. He proud, he got the little bit proud, it's in his mind. So that that monk assistant went back to Milarepa and told, Master, your monk student has come. Can we let him in, or what shall we do? Milarepa already knew what was happening. Like a CC camera. He saw everything in his mind. He read Gambupa's mind. He knew that Gambupa has created a little bit proud in his mind. So Milarepa told his assistant, don't let him in, just let him wait outside. Then Milarepa never gave him audience. He stopped him there, intentionally to how to say, lessen his pride, to purify his pride. So for 1 month he didn't let Gambupa to see him, so he stopped. Then Gambupa was waiting so for 1 month, and it was quite a long time. Somehow after 1 month, Milarepa sent his disciple to call him in, and Gambupa was very happy, rejoiced. And when he came in, he saw a yogi, very, how to say, charming and charismatic yogi, in the cave, on one rock, and he was really inspired. Instantly he developed great faith, and homage to Milarepa. Milarepa was holding a skull cup full of wine, or we call chang, beer, Tibetan beer, and drinking full skull cup of beer. And Milarepa told him, monk from Central Tibet, drink this. I will give you this as a present. Just drink it. Gambupa was quite hesitating. How could I drink? Chang. I am an ordained monk. I couldn't drink it. So he was like hesitating. And then Milarepa told him, my son, don't hesitate to drink it, just drink it. And then without hesitation, he took a skull cup from Milarepa full of chang, and he drank it. So, and he drank it completely without leaving any drops. And then Milarepa knew that this person is the right person to give all his teachings, and this is the so-called let's say, we call it good tendril. Tendril means like a good sign, good sign, auspicious sign that one who can digest or receive, or capable to receive all this Vajrayana teaching and 6 yogas and Mahamudra teachings. So that was quite interesting part of Gambupa's life. And so Gambupa really studied under Milarepa just gave him initiations, all these initiations, like He Vajra is like Yabadorje, He Vajra, Guhaya Samaja, and Mahamaya, and Doji Denshi, all these Tantrayana texts and initiations completely, he gave completely teaching 6 yogas of Naropa, Mahamudra, and all other, initiations of all these Vajrayana practices, transmissions. So there are 3, giving teaching and instructions, or pith instructions, and also giving initiations, and also transformation, or let's say we call it transmissions. So completely giving all this teaching meant that, so he received all these teachings. And then Milarepa said, now you go and meditate, in wild jungles, in wild places, and in the mountain peaks and so on. You just go now, and I've given you everything. Now your time, this is your time, or your turn to meditate and reach the or achieve the highest meditational stage. So Gambupa went to meditate, and he really mastered all these practices, 6 yogas and Mahamudra and all other given teachings. He mastered in perfection all these teachings. So he became one of the greatest master in his time, Gambupa. Let's say beginning of 12th century in Tibet, one of the greatest master ever exist was Gambupa. So many students all over from Tibet came to see him, receive teachings and so on, So it is really golden time, for him and for Kargyud pass, or let's Kargyud predictions. Okay, and now I want to stop here, and I hope you enjoy it. If you like it, comment it, and thank you for watching.